Oh dear, we're live. I didn't open my... I'm not supposed to be just sitting here looking around. Hang on. All right. I'm not supposed to be showing my face yet. Hey guys. All right, let me put this little picture up since I waited till the last minute to find it. All right, they're hopping on here. Hey everybody. Say hi in the comments. I haven't done this in 4 days. I forgot how to be online. All right.
Well, at least we're all here. That's the important part.
That's right. And you just chime in anytime you want, Jackie. You just say your comments if you want to. You can see the comments and you can respond to them if you want. Or
oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So feel free to ask your questions. All I am here, and leather's the game.
That's right. It is cool. All right. I'm just gonna hop on now. Hey guys, how are you? How is everybody? Let me go to the comments here. It's been a while since I've been online. I forgot how to do it. Sorry about that. Hey Liz, Charlotta, hi Pam Phillips, Jennifer, Diane. I am lucky I have Jackie here with me from Realleather. So she is kind of behind the stage here, and she'll be answering questions if you have any. Hey Linda and Sheila, Laura, Linda, boy, we have UK, Scotland, Canada in the house. Hey, Lisa Townsend. Who else? Deb, Pam, Leslie. Good to see everybody. Guys, I just have to tell you, hey, Joellen, Brenda, Glum, there's Glum. Okay, all right, the show can begin. There's Christy, Lori, Claire. How are you guys? Hey, Jenny, that's from the next town over. I just want to say real quick, I was down in North Carolina helping my sister out. She was in Hurricane Helene. Her house is okay, but her farm is totally wiped out, which included 2 barns and a greenhouse, which I could not believe until I saw it. It's just the river overflowed like 20 to 30 feet, they said, and just ate away her property line and left a deposit of dirt and rocks and sand. So she has no land that's farmable. So I don't know what they're going to do, but her house is okay. We shoveled that out and got that pretty much back to normal, and she's doing well. So I just wanted to say that right up front. But today we have, well, 2 things. We had Sharon Curtis, who was on Hobby Maker. So I hope you caught her shows. If you haven't, go ahead and check them out. They'll be on hobbymakertv.com on YouTube, and you can go watch them. And she did a great job. In fact, I think she sold out 95%. So if there's anything you need, go get it. We're talking about our new release. Our release party is on Tuesday, so that will be our next live, and we'll have the team on here showing what they've created. When I got home, I had a bunch of boxes from the team, so I'll have some things to show you here, and then you will be seeing some of the team in the live here, like we usually do. So let's see, how is everybody? Doing okay? You're all saying hi. That's good. Okay, so what we're going to do today, this is a Realleather video. So we're going to be using their products and some of our craft products that we may have in our stash. I have different things than you, but I encourage you to kind of experiment and see what you can do. And as always, I would say before you do it on your final project, test it on a scrap. So I'm going to use some inks today and see if I can get a stain effect, because I made these earrings and I like them technically. Wait, let me show you. And you'll see better when I turn the camera down, but they're kind of dark. And that was the stain that I had, but I thought I'm going to try them with some markers that Realleather has, which are cool. I can find them. And some stain on top of them. So I'm going to recommend, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
Yes, that is.
I do that with bookmarks all the time.
Okay, well these are going to be earrings. Now these came out good. I like these. Well, they're still. You'd think those children would know when my lives are. Sorry, guys. Anyway, you really can't see with the lighting is not great, but these came out cool. And I used the Charms die. I want to show you some tips on how to use leather with your dies, because if you use a thick leather, you can emboss with your thinlits. But if you use a thinner leather, you can actually create an outline where you can cut around it and have kind of a cool look. So we're going to do that. We're also going to do bookmarks. We're going to emboss them and add a little tassel. And then the last thing we're going to do is make a keychain. So the theme of it is we are creating for the holidays. So these are designed for you to kind of crank them out. Like, so I have 3 sisters. So every year I make the same thing, kind of a variation for each sister. Or, you know, your kids. I have 3 daughters. So I'll do like, you know, a little card case for one out of, you know, pink, and one gets gold and one gets green, whatever their favorite colors are. So you can do all the work at one time and then go ahead and stitch them together or make the earrings or whatever in a batch. And I like to do that because you have all your stuff out and you kind of get the hang of it after you do a few. You know, it stays in your muscle memory. So that is what I was planning to do today. So let me just see if we have any comments or things. Oh, we did a giveaway last time and I just didn't get it together. Giveaway. So we're not doing it this time, but that's okay because you guys are, you know, you're cool with that. You're cool with everything, and thank you. When I didn't go live on Tuesday, I was standing outside my sister's house. She is very bohemian, I will say. And she lives in a very kind of eclectic neighborhood. So I was standing out there. We were collecting. She has like 1,000 mason jars. So we were getting them all together, putting them in her shed. And I see this little girl walk by, and she has what I thought was a very large dog. Turns out it was a small horse named Marshmallow. And so I thought, that is just wild. So that was the closest video. That's what I posted. But it didn't happen until yesterday because I was offline for 4 days. So when I came into range, it went, what are they thinking I'm doing out there? But anyway, that was that. So, hey, hi, Dorothy, Tanya, Diane. Mama's doing great. That is one of the good things. Thank you for asking. Hey, Karen. Oh, you're at work. Okay. Yeah, watch the replay later. So, guys, we are streaming actually on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube on my channel, and Realleather we've got on Facebook and YouTube. So you can watch this replay anywhere. Okay. The horse was adorable. It really was. I was like, wait a minute, that's not a dog. I mean, if it had been, it was huge. Anyway. All right, so let's get going because we have 3 projects to do here. Okay, so I'm just gonna switch this down, and you'll forgive me if I'm a little out of practice, but I think we're okay. All right, so these are the dies that we're gonna use. I did go ahead and cut them, but I want to show you. I'm gonna cut some more, but I thought that would save a little time. These are the ones that I do like how they came out. They're a little dark here, but I still like them. The cool thing about these markers, and Jackie told me this, and I was glad that it worked. I went over it with the marker, which looks pretty bright when you use it. But when you put a stain over it, it kind of tones it down a little, and it really pops. I think that color is pretty. Yeah.
And you can also do a lot of like color building too. So you can always go in with a darker brown and with a really light brown. So if it's not light enough, you can go over it with that as well.
Another color, yeah. And we know our markers, and these are nice brush tip ones. So this is just the recipe card die from a long time ago, but it's in the shape. It's like a 3x4 journaling card. So I cut this out of chipboard, and I like this for the packaging. I think it's really easy. You just poke a hole, depending on the length of your shape, you know. You just, you know, if you've got some kind of logo or something, you don't want to cover that. But anyway, let me show you what dies we're going to use for the first one. Realleather markers available in the UK. Isabel has a question.
Yes, they are through a couple of our distributors, or if you do a lot of purchasing on Amazon, they can come to you that way as well. But yes, the short answer is yes.
Good. Okay. All right, Isabel, we can maybe get you, you know, you probably do Amazon, so that might be just the easiest. Okay, so I think what we'll do, I just want to cut one to show you, and I just want to talk about leather for a minute, okay? Last time we used the Veg Tan. This is about a 3-ounce weight leather, okay? We just cut this up. We're going to use this for the keychain because that's a little heavier duty project. For this, we just need light weight. You know, we want lighter weight for earrings so they don't weigh your ears down. I do anyway. So this is a leather called Goat, and I love this. It's so pretty and soft, and it's also veg tan, so you can add color and dimension, like your embossing folders to it. It's just a thinner piece of leather, okay? So that's what I'm using for the earrings. So this is our new Charms die, but we're going to use this piece here and this one to make earrings. So let's just get our machine over here, and I'm going to cut them. And we have them already pre-cut, so we don't have to go through all of it, you know, going around each one. Because what it's going to do, it will make a cut in the leather, but it's not going to go all the way through. So you're going to have to cut the outside with a pair of scissors, okay? So you're just going to set this up like you would for cutting anything with thinlits. You're going to have your base plate, your shim, and another, you know, your cutting pad. I might have to trim this down a little. You can use whatever scissors work for you. I was using my Tim Holtz ones that I got from Notions. So these work really well. So I'm just cutting a small piece of the goat leather, and I'm setting that down. You want to have the right side facing up because that's the finished side, and that's going to work the best, okay? And I'm just going to cut a couple. You can use these for charms in your journals. You could use them for anything, packaged, you know, decorations or anything, really. All right, so I'm going to move that ahead a little, and just cut these. Now, this doesn't feel really much thicker than a heavy-duty cardstock or chipboard, you know, a light chipboard. All right, let me move this so you see what it looks like.
So, Dorothy, if you have a whole goat skin at home, what you can do is if you take your millimeter ruler and hold it up to the edge for the Sizzix stuff, ideally, you're looking for something that is not more than 1.2 millimeters thick. Yeah. Because that 1.2 is the high end of what'll go through really easily. So just measure that on the side, and as long as it's something under 1.2, you'll be good to go. You can just cut a piece off your whole goat skin and have fun.
No, there you go. Thank you, Jackie. Yeah, you know, that's the thing about leather. You just really have to check the thickness of it. But even if it doesn't cut, you know, you can see what happened here. You know, if you can cut around a circle, you're fine. because, you know, I'm not going to cut the outside, although if you were good with an X-Acto knife, you could do that. You could even get in here and remove these pieces, but I'm just going to leave them, and I'm going to color them different colors. So anyway, that's how you go about getting these shapes. All right, so I already went ahead and did it, and now I have an extra one in case I mess up. That's always good. All right, you can feel the ditch of the cut, and you know, there I chopped off a little extra, but you can go over it later and just, you know, make it right. Anyway, that's how you do it. And even just by itself, it's just kind of pretty. If you wanted to leave that on the cover of a journal, or, you know, put a brat in it or something. So that's that. So now I want to go ahead and color this in. And I have white here so that you can see it better. I like my background, but it's kind of dark sometimes. So I'm going to take this, and if you look at this, I mean, that looks pretty bright. And that's what I said to Jackie, like, whoa, that's kind of crazy there. But just watch and see. But I am going to do an experiment, because I already did one, and I like how that came out. So for this, I used this color green, and then I went over it with this dark brown, which is almost like a black. And it, you know, it stains it pretty dark. If you wanted this a little lighter, you could either color them different colors, or I have a couple other things here that I got. I've just got this a while ago, and it's been sitting here, and, you know, I'm not sure how dark that is, so I'm going to test that. But then I also have a Catherine Pooler ink, and I want to put that over it and see what that does. So, you know, always be kind of playing around with this. Let's see.
Eileen, have you figured out that those markers are dual tipped?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. So if you need to get like in that corner there or right here, that's what I would use. I mean, they are pointy, and but if your control is not so hot, you know, see, that's a nice, like, oopsie, I already messed it up. Went over the edge. Oh well.
This Kathy, the stain will give it color. If you're looking to make a leather piece more water resistant, you're gonna want to look for like a leather sheen, or like a 4-way cleaner. That'll help prolong the leather. But I also know some people who will let their leather kind of age naturally for a couple years, and then they'll put that sheen on it to protect it because they like the patina. Dealer's choice.
Nice. Well, that's good to know. So is that like you said, a 4-way cleaner or something?
Yeah, it's a 4-way conditioner. It's a leather cleaner. So like if you get dirt on your leather that you don't really want, it'll help get it off.
Yeah.
It'll also condition the leather and rehydrate it, because if you think about it, leather is really just skin.
Right.
And you know, we all moisturize and do all the things. So it's the same thing. It just keeps it nice and supple and long lasting.
So, but you could do it right away, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'd want to protect it. If I did a journal, I wouldn't want that getting like grease marks on it, or, you know.
Yep. It really is crafter's choice.
Yeah.
I know a lot of my bookmarks, depending on what design I put on them, I might not protect them because I want to see what it does.
Yeah.
And the leather dye pens, once you use them, they're going to saturate the leather, and you don't necessarily need to go back and touch it up. They're good to go.
I want to see what, you know, if it does seem to be sinking in. But, and I'm afraid to get near the edge because I'll go over. But you know what? You can't even really tell.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you paint a wall, that first coat will, you know, adhere to the primer, and then I want it to go further. I want it darker. You're gonna always add more. You cannot always take it away.
Right. Well, this is a pretty color. It's like an olive. I'll hold it up in 1 minute when I get this finished. It's a little bit finicky, but, you know. it seemed like the least of all those designs. But, you could just go over the whole thing with stain. You don't have to go in and do this. And that would be pretty too.
Yeah, and then we also have a set of markers that are all browns,
right?
All browns and black. So if you were going for the tree thing, you could do the stem in like the medium brown and the leaves a different color. Yeah, you really can kind of go hog wild with the markers. They're fun to use.
Yeah, they are, and they're they get in the little nooks and crannies here. I like that. Okay, so that's that. Now these, like I said, these came out a little dark, so I'm going to try this other, and I am going to use gloves because I just don't want to get too messy. I've had gloves on the last 3 days, picking up junk. All right, is the color from the pens permanent, or does it need to be fixed, just as fabric pens need to be fixed? What would you say about that, Jackie?
Yeah, that's what I was saying about how it kind of seeps in, and so it's going to stay there. Okay. So you call it relatively permanent. If if you think the spot's getting too lighter down the future, go ahead, add more. It'll be fine. Okay. Diane, to answer your question, you don't have to use the markers for leather. You could use paint. You could use Sharpie. You could use a regular ballpoint pen. I've got a couple scraps sitting on my desk for just kind of doodling that I use my regular ballpoint pen on. Cool. So you don't have to, but the ballpoint pen isn't going to last. The Sharpie will last longer. It just won't seep into the leather and kind of age with it. But it's an option, especially like day camp or kids craft, or it's raining, it's snowing, they're at home from school and I need to give them something to do.
Yes.
Perfect for any of that.
All right. I tried the gel stain. It's pretty light. I'm going to try this ink now and see what this looks like. Oh, I like that. Wow, that's darker.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's kind of, I want to see what that looks like going over the green.
Yeah.
All right, so this is just Catherine Pooler ink. It's called Sandcastle. Just squeezing a little bit on my old t-shirt. Oh, yeah, cool.
Yes, Diane, you can seal it if you use Sharpie, and that'll help it last longer as well. But I can't guarantee your colors will be there in 10 years.
Wow, look at that. That's darker than the other. But
I like that a lot.
Cool. Yeah. All right, let's do the other one, and then we'll put them together. So you can see this took like no time. So again, if you like to kind of crank out the projects, do a lot at a time, this is how. And then I'm going to just wipe that off so we get some of that green on top. Now this one has some kind of little mark here, but I think I'll go over that again. It could have been a scratch, who knows? But it's leather, so, it's organic. It's all different. Yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, those turned out really cool.
Yeah, they did. They're cute. Yeah, okay. So they're not too far off this though, and this is so much darker. I mean, this is like, it says medium brown, but I feel like it was like, look at that. That was kind of more like the color. So that's why it's good to play around and experiment. That's what I think. All right, so I think I'll leave these gloves on. Now, I did not poke these holes out. They didn't cut, so we are going to need them for our earrings. So I'm going to just punch a hole here.
Yeah, so the other fun part about that power punch that Eileen was using, and I tried to describe it last time, but I knew I was not doing a good job. To change the size of the hole that you are using, you're going to spin that wheel down toward the foot.
This way. Towards the foot.
Yep.
Down this way, right?
No, the punch foot. So like where the drive punch.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I gotcha. Oh, yay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank
Yep.
you.
You're welcome.
I realized, I still have the same problem.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to write that, and I'm like,
Yes, no, that's good. That was perfect. I eventually got it. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but I've just got it in the center where that hole is. I just kind of lined it up so it, sat right in the little ditch. So there it is, just right. Good size. And I'm going to do the same on this one. And just punch. I have a couple of these in the shop, so if you guys need them, you want to make earrings, that one's a little off. All right, so let's see, where is our, I have this kind of, what do you call it, copper, burnt something. It's not a silver or gold, it's kind of like a brick. Well, you don't need that many. All right, let me take these off. I can't do anything with gloves. But I'm going to do luster wax later, so I need them again. But you may not care about gloves, but I've gotten it. I got it under my nails, and it like didn't come out for a week. So
that's not good.
No, I mean it just looked dirty. So all right, so we have 2 of the fish hook. These are so easy. You just have to add a jump ring so it lays right. Okay, so what we're going to do is get our little tools here. So you need 2 pliers. That just makes it easier. Let me see if I can bring this down a little bit. Whoa. All right, so we've got our little jump ring, and we find out where the join is, which is right there. And then you take this other pliers, whoa, not this thing here, and you just turn it. Whoa, oh, that was some PVA glue flying out of my cabinet. All right. So then I take this and I kind of think in my head, okay, where is this earring going to hang? Which direction? This is going to be hanging on my ear. And then I want this to be going this way, right? Because I want you to see it. So I can't tell you how many times I've had to take it off again, but let's see if this is right. So then you're just going to take these 2 and join them up like that and kind of squish them together. This is really tricky. I don't know how those jewelry people do that. What did I get under my nails? I got the gel stain stuff. Okay, so that's it. And then you just, well, maybe I'll put them in. Put them in my ears and you can see what they look like. So you're just going to do another one, same thing. So let's just do it real quick. So we have 2 finished. Can you guys see this? I hope so. All right. I mean, these are very simple, but simple is good. All right, we'll do the same thing. It's going that way. This is hanging. I have to do it in my head, like a certain way. Yep. Okay. I'm just going to hold that and see if it closes. It's not closed all the way, but you get the idea. So we have a set of earrings. Okay, isn't that cute? How fun. And they're not too big. I don't like them when they're too big. I don't do the big hoops. And then I did another pair. Now these are the ones that I was telling you in the beginning that I did them red, the hearts red, and then I went over them with that brown stain and it was just too dark. Like you can't even tell it's red, can you? Maybe the bottom one. But I thought with these, let me just try another plan. So the red really came out pretty. I know you guys like purple, but all right, you know what? I might use this bottom for this little one here because it is just tiny.
Yeah, the fine tip is really helpful for like either tracing outlines or doing really, really tight cut and detail work.
Yeah, the other one kind of glides a little better, but this one I feel like I have a little more control.
Yeah. The other thing too with the red and the brown, maybe using a Q-tip for the stain would be a better way to go.
Yeah,
with a little bit more control. So
right, and
you saw more of the red.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking this time maybe I would go over it with a lighter color. Just maybe even like a pink. I don't know. This is just an experiment, and we don't have to take a lot of time on it, but I'm only going to do one. I just want to see. And if it works, then I'll do the other one. And okay, so we have a pink. This is called It's a Girl. And we are having a baby. My daughter is due in 2 weeks. So she was all nervous when I went down to North Carolina. She's like, "You're going to be back, aren't you?" Yes. Oh, wow. Interesting. Well, I like that. That's kind of, it doesn't look pink at all. It looks like a light red, doesn't it? That's cool. All right. I like that, guys. Okay. So I'm just saying, play around with what you have and see what you like. Test it out on scrap. So keep your scraps and use them. See if things are going to work. Okay?
Yeah. And the other thing that you can do too, especially if you start to use dye pens more and more, you can take a piece of that veg tan and, do a couple like squiggles with each pen, because then you'll see how dark they dry over time.
Yeah.
And then you won't always necessarily have to go, oh, wait, how dark is that going to be?
Yeah. Yes, that's a good idea. Yeah, because that's kind of disturbing.
It can be.
Yes, it can be. Okay. Well, sorry, another child called. That was the pregnant one. So, geez. I hope she's not going into labor, though. But it's going to take a while, so half an hour. Kill her. Okay. So maybe I shouldn't have colored that, but I think that's kind of cool looking.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good experiment. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do, I'm just putting away all these jump rings because they will get all over my desk. We're going to make bookmarks, and we're going to cut it in a similar way, and I'm going to use a thinner weight. I'm going to use that goat again, and I just love this stuff. It's so pretty. I mean, it looks like that. It is a veg tan, isn't it, Jackie?
Yeah, it is. The goat is a veg tan, so you can burnish it. So if you have a home glow forge, you can totally use that with it. You can use Sizzix, all that fun stuff. Really, the difference between the goat skin and the other veg tan that we have, the other veg tan is cow. So those are usually a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
Just the nature of the animal. But if you're looking for the goat, we have that up on Amazon. We have it in Hobby Lobby. And those are the two big spots to find it.
Okay.
But it's a great piece of leather to work with.
It's really cool.
And we can get that far, but you can also wet mold the thinner goat skin and do all sorts of fun stuff with it.
Ooh, well, we need to try that. Okay, well, that'll be another show.
And some of the goodies that are headed your way.
Yes,
a couple kits that can be done with.
Yeah, that I got them. It's like, oh my Lord. I was going to show them to everybody today, but you'd be going nuts over that. And we wouldn't get anything done. So here is a bookmark that I did. And I used the lace folder and just a charm and a little bulb pin and an eyelet. And I think these are cool. So I'm going to use a different design, but we're going to cut it out of that die. And here it is. This is our new, man, never remember the name of all of them, but this is Bookmark Pockets and Toppers. Okay, so we're just going to do this shape here. So I'm going to get that out, but you could cut all these other little ones. This one I cut out. Isn't that pretty? That could go on top. Let's just leave that there. But this one I thought I would put some luster wax in. Let's see. All right. So I've got another piece of the goat left over. Now you'll notice that, whoops, wait a minute, let me bring this up. Some of the color is different, like on here. That doesn't bother me. I just doesn't bother me.
That can happen when the leather is stored smooth side up with veg tan. Because what that is we call that sun striking. It kind of like when you go to the beach and you get a tan, same thing happens. Same thing happens to leather. So if you are worried about that, just store your veg tan smooth side down. Yeah. So the rough side is up, and that will help mitigate some of that sun striking.
Okay, so let's get this all set right. Now I'm looking for my tape. And put it in the pile.
Eileen, did you moisten the goat, or are you just going through? Okay.
I'm not going to do it now, but when I emboss it, I will. Yeah.
Okay.
This is just, all right, close enough. So this is just giving you the outline for where to cut, but I'm going to roll it through twice. You never know. It seems like you may get a little thinner piece. You might get a little thicker in one sheet of goat. So sometimes it will go through all the way. And you don't have to, see, you got this nice outline here. So you just take your scissors and cut it out. So it's really like a pattern. You can use your thinlits as a pattern for where to cut. And, you know, the nice straight lines go really fast. And see, it's kind of even cutting through like you know, when you do gift wrap, kind of skimming along the edge there. Yeah, look at that. All right, I like that. All right, so we have it cut almost. And you could always, you know, take your crop up. If you didn't have the die, you could just cut a piece out of leather and use your crocodile to do the edges if you want, or, you know, there are leather punches that cut edges too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now we're going to wet it and we're going to emboss it. And I need to use a different platform. And we're going to emboss it with the new folder, which is called Floral Damask. And it's a big, long one, so it'll fit in there. No problem.
That's pretty. I like that.
Thank you. Oh, where did it go? Hang on. It's under the machine, hiding. Okay. So I'm just going to spritz this. And this is already wet, actually. Doesn't matter because I'm going to wet it again anyway. And I'm just going to, I do it on here so it doesn't get all over the place. I just kind of rub that around a little. Sorry, I'm not even looking in the chat, guys. Say no to tan lines. Yeah, Kaylin. All right. Now, sometimes it'll get a little bit wavy when you take it out. depending on how much pressure you use to send it through. But that, if you let it lay under a book, after you let it dry, because I did it one time where I didn't let it dry and it never got wet. It stayed wet. So just let it dry and then flatten it later.
Yep. And if you're working on a project and you get your leather wet and you really want to keep going, you can always use a hair dryer. Help speed up the process.
Yes, you could. It dries pretty quick though.
Oh yeah, the thinner the leather, the quicker it dries.
Yeah. So this is pretty thin. That came out really pretty.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. All right. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put some leather luster wax on here. And this is time for the gloves again, because this is also, and don't wear anything, your family heirlooms or anything, because if you get it on there, it's not going to come off. And sometimes I just do one hand. Susie Bentz actually had a really good tip. She said, if you don't want to wear a whole pair of gloves, you can just cut the fingers off and put them on and off. And you get 10 little fingers. I thought that was a good idea. All right. So I'm going to take my luster wax and I'm going to use this sponge. And the reason I like this one is because it's flat and I can just drag that down. It's just going to hit the top. So I'm going to take a little bit out here. Just cover my sponge with it. All right, now normally I would let this dry, but actually, I don't know. That might be, look at how fast that is drying though. And it is nice and flat also. You guys see that?
Yeah, the goat that we have typically runs between 2 and 3 ounce. So in metric land, that's slightly less than a millimeter to slightly over a millimeter.
Okay.
So it will dry pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty. It would be cool to have the wax act as a resist and go over it with a color, make it pop a little. What do you think of that?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe let's try that. And I think I want a little bit more on here because I like when it's really shiny. If you add a good layer of it, it makes it more shiny. I mean, if you're going to do gold. Yeah, see that? See the difference?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's just go over this, and then let's add a color in the background.
Yeah, so Kaylin's asking about using a brayer to put on luster wax.
I haven't tried that, but that's a good idea. I don't know where mine is.
Again, that's what scrap leather's for.
Yeah.
With all this, especially if you keep your scrap leather from cutting earrings or what have you, you can do a lot of experiments.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you find something cool and all of that, take a picture, show it, show us, because
All right, that's kind of just pretty the way it is, but I think it wouldn't hurt to, add a little cummerbund. I mean, that's better with teal. I think that would make it pop a little.
Well, and gold and teal go together anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, everything goes with that color. All right, I'm just, oh, wow. Yeah. More. It is making it stand out more. Ooh, that's cool. See, I thought it would go into these little hollows here, but it kind of added to the color. I think it went in here. Maybe if I put it right on.
Well, the other one too would be maybe because you did the luster wax first.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
was, I just, oh, see, now that's what I thought would happen, that it would go in there.
Oh, that,
So if
yeah.
you drop it in, it will. Yeah, I mean, you could do, it probably doesn't matter. I just thought, it's a resist. I don't want it all to be that color, but yeah, you could have done it the other way too. I think that's pretty, and it just kind of all blends in right now. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
do think the color helped it pop out a little.
Oh, that's
So,
really cool.
yeah, I mean, how long was that to make? Nothing. So let's just punch a hole.
I'm sensing Christmas presents.
Yes, for everybody. I mean, everybody reads. Okay, where is my hole punch? Right here. I think I can use the same one. And look at that. There's like a little hole right there. I'm going to line it up in the middle. Actually, this is more the middle. And you could use, ribbon. You could use, if you wanted to add an eyelet there, you could do that. But I was thinking some of this would be really pretty just for like a little.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to open this. I already have one of these open, but what the heck?
Yeah, just pull.
Yeah. Yes, and tell us how many yards in here, Jackie. I know last time we were like, wait, what?
Yeah. So those three colors combined,
yes,
are going to give you, I can do math.
I think it was it 24 yards total?
Yeah, it is 24 yards total.
Yeah.
So those are colorways that we've put together that we think go well together. We also have our suede lace in bigger spools, so if there's not a color combo that you like, we can probably help try to get you the right colors.
Okay.
And you could either do a silk tassel, you could even do a suede tassel, make that out of leather too.
Kind of what this is. I mean, it's not tassel technically, but it's kind of a little fringe, or what would you call this? Just a little marker kind of.
Oh yeah, it's an embellishment.
My fingers are sticking to the leather.
Diane, once it dries, probably not, at least from like a leather dye perspective. If you're using pens, that kind of thing, it won't mark the pages. I personally haven't worked a whole lot with luster wax, but Eileen can answer that question if it'll mark your pages up.
I don't think it will. What I do is buff it, Diane, with like a cloth like this and just let it dry a little bit. And when you don't see anything coming off, then it's pretty good. I mean, it won't come off in my hands. But I do, when you buff it, it's kind of a combination. You're getting anything extra off, and you're also polishing it a little bit. I think that's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. You could even do the other side, because that's a, well, you could use either side. That's the deboss. It'll dry all, the same color. And then you got this side too. So it's kind of the purpose. All right. Hey, we're doing pretty good on time here.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the other thing that you can also do with the deboss side, if you debossed your bookmark,
right,
then you could color in the depressions too.
Yeah, you could. Or you could add like a little element like this. That'd be cute. That stands out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see everybody's ideas.
Yes, you guys need to share. Put them over in the fan club or put them on Realleather's page under their. Oh yeah, you know what? Let me show.
Well, and or you can always use hashtag Realleather1L.
Yes, that would be good.
And we'll see it that way too.
Yeah, on Instagram, well, on all of these platforms, it's at Realleather1L. Okay, so go and take a look and say hi and, you know, tell them you're loving their stuff. Okay. So the last thing that I thought we would do is make a keychain. And I made a couple. This was just an extra scrap that I had. It was already embossed. I just cut it with my craft knife. So let's just get down to, you know, basic tools. So I've got a little mat. I've got a D-ring here. And I do have these for sale in my shop. There they go. So I have these. I have the Power Punch. I have the rivet setter. I've got these, which I use all the time. These are great for when you want to do a latch. You know, it's like a hitch fastener. And you just do it and then like a little loop of elastic and you can, it's a great closure. What else do we have? These are just, these are a little different, but
yeah, those are Chicago screws. So
right. Yeah.
So if you like the look of a rivet, but you know, let's say it's a journal cover or something like that, where you might want to swap out your embellishment, use Chicago screw, because then you can just unscrew the back and change it out.
Yes, very handy. All right, let me find a piece of scrap. Now this, we're going to use the thick stuff, guys. Now this is, oh, I made this little pocket because I was messing around. I thought, wouldn't that be cute to put a gift card in? But a gift card doesn't fit, but you could put a little note. Or what I was thinking was you could punch a hole here and kind of tuck in, like, I don't know. It probably wouldn't work with the, I thought like maybe money or just like your debit card or something, but I would want something where it stayed in. But I don't know. It just was kind of cute because what I liked about it was I went over to my sewing machine and I just stitched around the edge so you have a nice little open pocket. Actually, that'd be a nice little ornament on the tree. And you could tuck something inside there. And also you could kind of shape it. I bet you could put like a little succulent plant, a little mini tiny one.
Oh yeah, like a boutonniere.
Yes. Oh wow, yeah. Oh, it's so fun. I also cut one of these out of goat. I didn't have time to color it, but you know, it's another one of the pieces that came in that floral. Oh, I forget the name of it. Wait a minute. It's here. Floral Pocket and Paperclips. So, oh, that was the other thing I wanted to show you. I'm glad I said that. This is another piece that comes, that's, you know, one of the new dies, okay? This is also a little bookmark. I wish I had a book here, but say you want to keep your page, you know, you can do it like this, and this is leather. I mean, if you did like a set of bookmarks, so say you wanted to have, you know, this one, you could put them together in a little package. They'd be really cute. And the fun thing is this little piece that cuts that lip or whatever you want to call it, flap, you can put it this way too. And if you wanted to write someone's name up here, you know, set it down a little and write their name or the year or something, you know, this is a fun little accessory also. Yeah, at the end, I do have some other samples, so if we have time, I'll show them. All right, so right now, what I'm going to do is this is just really basic. I'm just going to cut down a piece of leftover leather. I'm going to use a straight edge, a craft knife. If Leslie is on here, she's probably having a heart attack that I'm using a blade. I'm not going to chop it off my hand. Although, every time I say that, I think, why am I saying this? I might. I don't want to, but I think it makes me careful.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just taking my blade, I'm laying it on the side of my ruler. You can also use your acrylic cutting pads as a ruler, you know, anything that'll keep your blade straight. So take as long as you need to cut through, you know, when you feel it kind of moving away.
And The other thing that you can do when you're cutting leather too
Yeah.
is if you're more worried about it, go ahead and flip that to smooth side down. Flip one of your
Oh, yeah. Okay.
flip it to smooth side or the big piece and just like lop the tip off.
Oh, wait.
Put the smooth side down so rough side's up, and
Oh,
then
okay.
because sometimes if you're meeting resistance or you're not sure you're getting all the way through, you can put a little bit more pressure through the rough side and go straight, especially with some of the leathers like suede and that kind of thing. That'll help you get through it a little bit better.
Did not know that. I usually use this, which is a quilting one, but I'm just going to blunt the ends here and keep them straight. And you could use, your this kind of knife too. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
That one actually cut faster. Okay, so we just have a plain old piece of leather here. Now that's coming out a little bit, but I don't care. So what my thought is, I'm just gonna like emboss this just because that makes it a little bit special. But if you were giving this to like your husband or your son or anybody that when you want to put their name on, you could use the leather stamps and stamp that in and then make it, or, however you want to do it. But this is just very basic. So I'm gonna run this through with just a folder, just to give it some interest. Use this one again. So it's right here. Give it a little spritz. And also the water helps it to be a little bit more malleable. You can bend it. And I will say, when you put it through this, it also compresses the leather and it makes it a little bit stiffer because it squished the layers down, is my theory. Now this, you do get a little resistance with the thicker leather, but you're putting more through, so that makes sense. Okay, so we've just got a nice little pattern here. All right, and while it's wet, I want to show the rivets. These are so easy. So I have these in my shop too. If you want to get a set, it's a rivet setter, and we're just gonna put it together. And I think I'll put a D-ring on there. These I used a split ring, but you can get another one and loop that on. I'm sorry, that was so messy how I opened that. Jeez, not very ceremonial.
No, we just have strong staples.
Yeah, they are. They're huge. Well, that's all right. It keeps them in there.
The thin dye letters, I would think, would make the impression on the leather, presuming that you moisten the leather, so it'll take that impression.
Yeah.
But that would be a great way instead of like hand stamping.
That's true.
And then hoping you put your own name or whoever's name in a straight line across whatever crafting project you're doing.
Good luck with that. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to put, we could go either way. We could put this down here and have a loop to kind of put around our fingers, which I have. This is a little bit wide. I didn't even measure it, so that was kind of a lucky measurement there. So we could put this rivet side down here, and then we can grab the keys with our hands through that loop. So I think I will do that. So I'm going to put a rivet here and a rivet here to hold it in. Does that sound right, Jackie?
Yes, that does sound correct.
Okay, good. So I'm kind of winging this one. So first I'm going to take my punch, and I'm not really sure what. Can you give me what do you think is like the correct number on here for a rivet?
Maybe
2.5.
Yeah, it's not the smallest, and
Okay.
it's
Okay, that's 2.
yeah.
So 2.5.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just do. Just want to get this even. Oh, I may have to do one layer at a time. Oops.
Well, and even if you have to do one layer at a time, what you can do is you can poke the first one,
Yeah,
you know, and then fold the second one up to it.
Right. That is what I will do. All right, and then I just want to make sure that I'm going to have room in here for, well, let's do the second one.
Oh, yeah.
Line these up. Just set it in there and okay, this is very satisfying. I mean, it just, look at that, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a crocodile, but this just is so clean, you know?
Yeah. And the nice part is all those little pellets, the leather pellets, collect themselves in the tube and then in the orange thing.
Yeah.
So
found that out.
So if you use, they're probably stuck in the tube.
Yeah.
So then you can have the fun part of taking a paperclip or a really, really skinny screwdriver and poking them through. That's also very satisfying.
Yes, that would be. All right. So let's just make sure this is going to fit.
Oh, yeah.
All through here. So I've got a rivet there, and that's going to leave a little room. I don't want to have to worry about it, so I'm going to put it out here a little bit. Doesn't matter. You just want to trap that D-ring inside. Okay. Hopefully it works. But like I say, it's all an experiment. You might have to just mark that. Well, thanks for being on here, Jackie.
Oh, yeah.
It's like my own little leather resource, right?
Right. Well, and if your chat peeps and whatnot would like me to come back, I'm sure I can make that happen.
Yeah.
Especially depending on what you've got going for the next class and things like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes verbally explaining is a little easier than trying to type it out.
Yes. True.
But you know, that's what we're here for. And yeah, the other thing too is that if there are things you guys want to know about leather, whether it's actual leather or like, hey, how do you do whatever, let Eileen know and she can let me know, and we'll get something put together for you.
Yeah, I did it again. I was listening to you and I didn't put this voice on.
Yeah, it happens. And
the same thing last time.
Yeah. And the keychains are another instance where you could use a Chicago screw if you wanted to.
Okay. Let me get this off here. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, because the other thing with a Chicago screw is for something like a keychain like this, if you don't know what keys you want to put on it, or if you're like me and you have your work keys and your house keys and your car keys and your brother's house's keys and your mother's house's keys and 25 other people's keys, the Chicago screw makes it really easy to add and take away. Okay. And you don't have to have a mallet and a hammer and all of the things, because it really is. I would put the post up first.
Yeah, you know what? I think that, oh, wait a minute. Yep. Yeah, I was trying to do that, but I think this is a little too not thick enough.
Gotcha.
I should have had a bigger hole. That's
all right. And it could also be that the leather's too thick. That also happens. But, fasteners, finishers, they're relatively interchangeable depending on what you want to do.
Yeah. I'm going to try this again.
Yep.
But that is a very good option. And
Yeah.
next time maybe I'll do a project with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicago screws are also great for like purse straps or
Oh yeah.
or like journal slidey latch things. I know that's
Yeah.
very technical.
Yes.
But especially if you're doing like an accent piece or a refillable journal and
Yeah.
you want green one year and blue next week and purple.
Yeah. I could see that.
Because we have all those colors.
Right.
So
Okay. Now I'm taking my piece here. I did it in my practice one just fine.
there you go.
All right.
You got it. Hey, rivets take practice.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Rivets and snaps take a lot of practice.
Yeah.
And there are multiple sizes of rivets. You don't have to use the ones that have our brand on them. But the rivet setter and the anvil that we do have will work with pretty much every rivet that's out there.
Oh, that's good to know.
So, that is what they're there for. Just use your power punch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just whack it with the power punch.
Oh, wow. I never thought of that. All right.
Wow. I usually never have a mallet handy.
He's right.
I always have a power punch handy.
That's good. All right. Well, that's not bad. That is one heavy duty keychain there. So I would add like a split ring, but like you said, with the Chicago screws, you could switch out, if you want to use, what key, you could have different sets of keys or, we just usually write on there what it is.
Oh, yeah. But,
that was good. So.
Oh, hi, David.
Oh, hey, David. Is he in here?
He just popped in.
Oh. I'm not watching the comments. I'm on. Hey, David.
It's all good. You're on.
Yeah. I didn't have a big enough
duty.
hole, though, David, so we had to go again with the rivets. And I think I would have done the smaller ones just for the size of this, but, it's all a work in progress, as you guys know. The bookmarks were pretty cool, and the earrings came out great. So, 2 out of 3. I'm going to really practice these, and you're not going to believe how good I am next time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But if anybody's making stuff from the lives, feel free to tag us. We want to see what you guys do. Because I can come up with some stuff, but you guys come up with way better stuff than I do.
Yeah, everybody's got their own take on everything, and they have different supplies at home and different ideas in their heads. So different ideas for presents. I would love to know. Sheila says, I used to make webbing key fobs and use metal clamps with teeth. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, why wouldn't that work? I mean, that's kind of like a jewelry finding. Yeah, that should work because it has something to grab on.
Yep.
Thank you, Glum, for putting my link. Yes, the Chicago. Hey, Anne, how are you? Anne is in the next neighborhood. She lives in the next town over. And so does Jenny. We need to meet up sometime. We keep talking about it.
Leslie, I think she used the thicker leather for the bookmarks, but you could use either goat or calf.
Actually, I use the goat.
Okay.
For the bookmark, yeah. But you could, because this is just straight lines, so it would be easy to use the thick. But to me, if I'm putting it in a book, probably thinner is better than thicker. You don't want to space out the pages or whatever. But look at this. We made 3 different little projects. So we've got, wait a minute, let's line them up. All right, we did our earrings. Came out good. Those are the original. Let's see the other ones. Let's find them.
Where
are they? Oh, here they are. Yeah. So they're similar, actually, not too much different. And on one we used ink and one we used gel. So interesting, but definitely used this green marker, which, if I put that on paper, I don't think it would have the same effect as what it has on leather, but I really like that color. This one, we did a embossed goat bookmark, and we added luster wax, and then we added some ink on top. You can't really tell, maybe up here, but I kind of like it. It's a little bit different, nice and shiny. I think that would be a really pretty gift. You could add ribbon up here. You could do lace, or, you know, depending on the effect you wanted, you could add a couple charms here, a little tassel. And then we did a keychain out of the thicker veg tan leather. We embossed it and just kind of put it together with rivets. And then here are some other earrings that I'm going to finish while I remember what I did here. And these, I don't know, maybe there's a way to, you know what I could do is cut another pair out and add a brighter leather on top. So
Yeah.
3D plus brighter color.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and everybody can use keychains. You're right, Anne. I have millions of them. Well, good, Diane. Thanks for coming. What kind of ink did I use? For which one, Lenine? I used Catherine Pooler Cummerbund dye ink I first did the luster wax, then I added ink to kind of fill in spaces, but it probably would look better. Well, it would look more definitive if you, or, you know, defined, whatever the word is, if you did the turquoise first and then the gold on top. It would probably pop more. But I was going for using it as a resist with kind of a distressed, you know, color in between. So just, can you marker over the stain? Well, I don't know about that, but let's give it a try. What color should we do? I'm thinking the green. Let's give it a shot. Who knows? I mean, it's a bookmark. I'll make another one. How bad can it be? We are into the experimenting. Yeah, you can. It's not doing, oh, well, kind of cool.
Yes, Leslie, we do. I will go grab a couple links and drop them in the chat if Eileen's okay with that. So
Yeah.
y'all can go find the goat.
Yes, you want goat. Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up for you.
All right. And I'm just adding some green here, scribbling it on. And I think that does kind of define those edges. Now, I thought I went over to the back, but I'm okay. I am going to wipe this off and see what happens. It's kind of filling it in. The brush tip is nice because it just glides over it. All right, let's see what happens.
Okay, I apologize for the long link, but
whoa, yeah.
but just click that. We do have the goat on Amazon if Amazon's your thing. If not, we do have the same goat available at Hobby Lobby if you have a store close to you or you're really itching to go make bookmarks and you want to do it tonight. Hobby Lobby would have it on the shelf as well.
Yes. It is great to see how simple leather is to work with as a surface. I love it. I love it because it is going to last forever. Like this stuff is just, you know, it's just going to get better with time. The more you use it and feel it, it likes it and it doesn't break down. See how that dried? That's really nice. Even the back is pretty. So
I am working on getting that link on YouTube. Bear with me one moment because I got to shorten it up.
Okay. All right. Leslie, it's on. Let me see where she put it. Hang on. It's in the chat on Facebook. The link for the goat. I think that's for Amazon.
Yep, that is for Amazon. I'm working on tightening it up for YouTube. Just bear with me, and we'll get it. One second.
Feels nice. This feels nice for a key. I'm going to use this for my trailer. Yeah. Okay, Charlotta, you have a good weekend too. It's probably 3 in the morning in Sweden. Sorry, Charlotta, we went a little long, but you know, you get going. It's hard to stop. Oh, okay. Glum has a link. Realleather, products, tooling, goatskin. Is it that?
It is. That is the link to our website. As of right now, we are working on being able for you all to be able to purchase through us, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
So.
All right. All right, guys. I think our late night people are headed to bed. So this seems like a good time to stop. But we would love to see, like Jackie said, what you have been making. So post it on Realleather or post it in the fan club, and we can all share it and see what you're making with leather. Okay. And if you need any tools, come on over to my site or to Realleather, Amazon, wherever you can get it. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming, guys. Hey, Janie Jane. Time is only 11. Charlotta, what happened? Oh, it's at 4 o'clock. I was thinking I missed my one on Tuesday, so I'm thinking it's 6 o'clock. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad I didn't really go crazy here. All right. Well, we'll see you guys. Make sure you, play around with this. And also, we'll see you Tuesday, and it's going to be the release party. So make sure you have a good drink and have your lunch ready for you. And we're going to go live at noon with our new Sizzix release. Okay, so we'll see you then. Okay, thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, and see you next month.
Yeah, Jackie, thank you so much for all of your great information. And yeah, see you soon. Tuesday at noon. Yeah. Yep. Well, we have I didn't post it yet, but we'll have a link up early so you can put a reminder on there and you can watch on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.